Good morning, students.
Good morning, ma'am.
Sit down. So today I am going to discuss about your statistics. That means your chapter name is correlation. So first I will start. What is correlation? What is correlation? Correlation means the relationship between, it means the relationship between two variables. So what is correlation? Correlation means the relationship between two variables, and you can take any type of variables just like your A, B, your P, Q, your X, Y, any variables you can take. Then what are the types of correlation? Types of correlation. Types of correlation. Number one is your positive correlation. Positive correlation. Number two, negative correlation. Number three, simple correlation. And number four, multiple correlation. So what is correlation? Correlation means the relationship between the two variables, and the correlation, what are the types of correlation? It is divided into four types. Number one is your positive correlation, number two is your negative correlation, number three is your simple correlation, and number four is your multiple correlation. Then I will explain it step by step. So first come to what is positive correlation. What is positive correlation? Positive correlation means the two variables will move the same direction. The two variables move same direction. It means either they will increase or they will decrease. We can take the example of price and demand. We can take the example of price and demand. So what is the meaning of positive correlation? Positive correlation means the two variables will move towards the same direction. So we can take the example of the price and demand and come to the rule of law of demand. What is the law of demand? When the price increases, then the demand decreases, and when the price decreases, then the demand increases. So this is the inverse relationship. You can take the direct relationship or you can take the inverse relationship. But positive correlation means the two variables will move towards the same direction. Then what do we mean by negative correlation? Negative correlation means the two variables will move towards the opposite direction. To move towards the opposite direction, we can take the example of price and demand, the X and Y. Two variables. I have taken the two variables. One is your X variable and another is your Y variable. When the value of X is 1, then the Y is 5, opposite direction. Then 2, then 7, then 6, then 1. It will move towards the opposite direction. Then what do we mean by simple correlation? What do you mean by simple correlation? Simple correlation means to study between the two variables. Simple correlation, it means to study between the two variables. You can take the example of the price and demand, or you can take the example of the price level and the demand level. Clear? Then what do we mean by multiple correlation? Multiple correlation means when the three or more variables studied simultaneously. It is called to the multiple correlation. So we can take the example of the production of the wheat or the production of the rice. So what are the 3 or more variables? We can study about the rainfall, then the fertilizers, then the pesticides, then etc. etc. So multiple correlation means when the 3 or more variables can be studied simultaneously is known as multiple correlation. And simple correlation means we just study about the 2 variables. And what is the negative correlation? Negative correlation means the 2 variables will move towards the opposite direction, the different direction. And what is positive correlation? Positive correlation means when the 2 variables moves towards the same direction is known as positive correlation. Now clear to everybody? Okay. Then I will explain what is degree of correlation. Degree of correlation. Number 1 is your perfect correlation. Perfect correlation. Number 2 is your limited degree. Limited degree correlation. And number 3 is your absence correlation. Absence correlation. So what are the degrees of correlation? Number 1 is your perfect correlation, number 2 is your limited degree correlation, and number 3 is your absence correlation. So first I will tell about the perfect correlation. The perfect correlation. So perfect correlation is divided into 2 types. Perfect relation is divided into 2 types. What are they? One is your perfect positive correlation. Perfect positive correlation. And another is your perfect negative correlation. Perfect negative correlation. So if we will talk about the perfect correlation, it is divided into 2 types. One is your perfect positive correlation and another is your perfect negative correlation. So perfect positive correlation means the value must be +1 and the negative correlation means the value must be -1. -1. Then what is limited degree correlation? Limited degree correlation, one thing I will tell you, the coefficient of correlation. The coefficient of correlation represents by R. Represents by R. So when I will start the Culperson's coefficient of correlation, so at that time I will explain that. So generally the coefficient of correlation, the Culperson's coefficient of correlation denoted by R. So here in case of the perfect positive correlation, your R value must be +1, and in case of your perfect negative correlation, so at that time your R value must be -1. Negative means -1 and positive means +1. Then what is limited degree of correlation? The limited degree of correlation means the value of R is, the value of R is 0 to 1 or 0 to -1. 0 to -1. Clear? Then your absence value. What do we mean by absence correlation. Absence correlation means there is no relation between any variables. It means the value of R, it means the value of R equals to 0. The value of R equals to 0. Clear? Then your perfect correlation, it is divided into two types. One is your perfect positive correlation. It means your R value should be +1, and the perfect negative correlation, it means your R value should be -1, and in case of your limited degree correlation, the value of R will be 0 to 1 or 0 to -1. Then what do we mean by absence correlation? Absence correlation means the value of R should be 0. It means there will be no relation between any variables. Now clear? Then the methods of calculation of correlation. Methods of calculation there are two methods for the calculation of correlation. Number one is your Carl-Pearson coefficient correlation. And another is your scattered diagram method. Clear? So there are two methods of calculating the correlation. One is your Carl-Pearson's coefficient of correlation and another is your scatter diagram method. So first I will discuss about what is the Carl-Pearson's coefficient of correlation. So to calculate the correlation, your Carl-Pearson's coefficient of correlation is important for study of the correlation. The study of correlation, and the Carl-Pearson's coefficient of correlation represents by R. This method represents by R. It represents by R. So what is the formula of Carl-Pearson's coefficient of correlation? R equals to sigma xy divided by sigma x square into sigma y square root over. What is the formula of Carl-Pearson's coefficient of correlation? R equals to sigma xy divided by sigma x square into sigma y square root over. So we can take the example of Carl-Pearson's coefficient of correlation. X, I am taking the value of x 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Suppose the question has given x value and the y value. X value is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And what is the y value? Tell me. First, 4, 7, 18. Okay. Suppose the x value and the y value has given, because the correlation means the relationship between the two variables. So x value is given and the y value is given. Then how to calculate the Carl-Pearson's coefficient of correlation? Then x, it means sigma x equals to count. And your sigma x equals to 35. Then the number means your 7. Then how to calculate the mean? Mean means your 35 divided by 7 equals to 5. Then you just calculate x equals to x minus x dash. X minus x dash. So it means your value is x. So 5 minus 2 equals to 2 minus 5 equals to minus 3, then minus 2, then minus 1, then 0, then plus 1, then plus 2, then plus 3. So what is the value of sigma x? 3 to 5, minus 5 plus 5, 0. Then how to calculate your x square? Minus 3 means 9, 2 means 4, 1 means 1, 0 means 0, then 1 means 1, then 2 means 4, then 3 means 9. Then what is the value of sigma x square? Value of 28. Same thing, take the value of y, 4, 8, 9, 18. Then what is the sigma y? 70, and your n equals to 7. Then what is the y? 10. 70 divided by 7 equals to 10. Then you count the y equals to y minus y dash. It means 10. 4 minus 10, minus 6, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0. Clear? Then what is the value of sigma y? Equals to 0. 6, 3, 9, 9, 2, 11, 11, 1, 12, minus 12, and this is the plus 12. Plus 12 minus 12 equals to 0. Then find out the y square, 36, 4, 1, 0, 16, then the 64. So what is the value of sigma y? Sigma y square? 130. Then finally we will calculate what is the sigma xy. xy. Multiply x or y. Minus 3, minus 6. 18. Then next 6. Then next 2. The next is 0. Then 1. Then 0. Again 1 into 0. 0. Then 2, 4, 8. Then 3, 8. 24. So what is the sigma xy? Sigma xy equals to 58. 58. Then what is the formula of Carlson's coefficient of correlation? Then R equals to sigma xy divided by sigma x square into sigma y square root over. It means then we have already find out what is the sigma xy, 58. Then what is the value of sigma x square? Sigma x square means 28. Then what is the value of sigma y square? 130. 130 root over equals to 58 divided by 28 into 130 root over. I have already written. The next is 58 divided by 3640 root over equals to 58 by 60.32. 33. Okay. 0. Okay. So how to calculate the Carlson's coefficient of correlation? Then the x value and the y value has given. First you just calculate how to, first you calculate the x. X means your value is 5. Then you just minus all these variables from the 5 and then the x square. Then the y value has given. Then you just find out the y dash. Then your y square. Then your xy. So what is the formula of the Culperson's coefficient of correlation sigma xy divided by sigma x square and sigma y square, and we have already calculated the sigma x, then the sigma y, then your sigma x square, then sigma y square, again the sigma xy. So you just put the formula and get the answer. Now clear? Okay, thank you.